Well, after the game of Fulham that saw Gabriel Magalhães go ahead and not really play even, I think, some good minutes of this game, the club of Arsenal and the gaffer came up and obviously had something to say about Gabriel Magalhães. He said, there are two players in this team that never want to come off. Gabriel Magalhães felt something in his hamstring. We don't know how big that is, and with Julian Timber as well, he was already struggling very early in the game. He managed to continue, and at some point he couldn't. So that's the downside to it. That's what the manager Arteta really had to say in there after the game before the assessment was made. And I come in here to let you know that after the assessment has been made on Gabriel Magalhães, his season is over for the club of Arsenal. That is it. His season is over for the club of Arsenal. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokani David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun. 4th of April it is, and let's obviously see to it that you people continue to subscribe hugely onto our beautiful channel in here. So, Gabriel Magalhães is the talk about town, and his season is over, and the Arsenal side has gone ahead, obviously put out a statement, and it read that Arsenal confirmed that Gabriel Magalhães has sustained a hamstring injury which requires surgery. He will undergo a surgical repair procedure to his hamstring in the coming days and immediately begin his recovery and rehabilitation, with the aim to be ready for the start of next season. So his season is over. It's totally over. Don't even dream about him playing a game this season. Even if Arsenal reaches the finals of the Champions League, Gabriel Magalhães is obviously gonna be out. Is he a big miss? I tell you, he is a big miss for the club of Arsenal, because there is the way he had obviously gone ahead to really make a very good combination with the side, or with a player known as William Saliba. And even going forward, he has been really very pivotal. In the Premier League, he had played 28 games, 3 goals and 1 assist. You understand? And to show that he's a top player, in all those 28 games, he got only 4 yellow cards, meaning that he never missed out any game because of what we call that, or the 5th yellow card. In the Champions League, 9 games, 1 goal. That is it. And he had 1 yellow card. Remember, they played 9 games. In the Premier League, when you talk about a team that has gone ahead to concede the least number of goals, I think Arsenal really is one of those, because Arsenal, when you look at the table, Arsenal has gone ahead to concede 25 goals and Liverpool has conceded 27. So they really have one of the strong defenses into the league. In the Champions League, I don't think there is a club that has gone ahead obviously concede less goals than those of this team that we are talking about, and that is none other than Arsenal. So he has been really very integral into that defense of Arsenal and what they've gone ahead to do. And this is where we tell you it's not gonna be an easy time for the player in the Champions League. When he's out, I know he would obviously want to fight for this club and see to it that all goes on well as planned. But the good thing is that Arsenal has a good number of defenders that can obviously come in and obviously get the job done and dusted, if at all you've been really following them up for the very long period of time possible. That is the side of Gabriel Magalhães. And I know after the surgery, he'll obviously get some rest, and maybe he needed it, because if you remember the previous seasons of the Premier League, I think he's one of those players that had gone ahead to play literally every game, and he's that kind of player that rarely gets injured, and I've only seen him get injured this season. In the season of 2021-2022, he played 35 games. Season of 2022-2023, he played 38 games. season of 2023-2024, he played 36 games, and this season he has gone ahead to play 28 games, meaning that he has been averaging 32, 33, 34 games a season. You know, that really shows you how big this player is for the club of Arsenal. He doesn't get injured like that, and this is where everything really comes out to us, who is obviously going to be coming in to obviously play into his position. But his season is totally over. Now, Arteta asked onto the problems of these injuries in the central defense. He said, you can imagine we've lost 4 players in the defensive line in 1 week. Carafiori, Ben White, Julian Timber, and Gabriel Magalhães. We have still another 4 that are so willing that will do their job. Obviously, they've gone ahead to lose 4, and that means that entire backline is really left with Saliba, Jakub Kiwior, Zinchenko, Lewis Kelly, Kian Tierney. You understand? So this is where I'll see Arsenal pull Thomas Partey to play into the right back position, because if Julian Timber is really consistent to see to it that obviously doesn't obviously come to represent, I tell you, it won't be any good news. So with this season over, they have to pray to it that all goes on well into their favor, because if it doesn't go all into their favor, I tell you, those are injuries that come up in a very bad time, because you'll need Thomas Partey in that midfield. You all know that. You'll need him in that midfield and playing Real Madrid. And obviously, you wouldn't like to see Thomas Partey face off Vinicius Jr. onto that right attacking side of the midfield, sorry, the left attacking side of the midfield, where this guy goes by the names of Vinicius Jr. really plays, and Thomas Partey will obviously have to face him off, because you'll miss the qualities of Thomas Partey in that midfield. Now, Arteta went ahead and obviously had something to say about the player that is most likely to replace Gabriel Magalhães into that central defense. He said the good thing with Jakub Kiwior is that he's very reliable. Every time we need him, he's always there, he's available, and he does his job. We ask him to play as a left centre back, as a right centre back, as a left full back, and he can obviously do all that in all the games that Arsenal is set to play. So that is what the manager is saying about the player known as Jakub Kiwior, and I think this is Jakub Kiwior's time to shine. Now, Arteta was asked, also added and said, Jakub is ready. He's got a smile on his face. It's sad for Gabi, but he really wanted to play as well, and he will be fine. Now, this is when you're going to see what I've always told you, that Jakub Kiwior, only he needed is that playing time. I remember last season, the other season, when Saliba got injured, he was being played as a right-sided centre-back, yet he's left-footed, and really had some good games, made some good blocks, and some good deliveries. But he made a mistake when they were playing against Brighton, and that went ahead to annoy very many people. But I think, let's see how he does it when he's playing with Saliba. I've gone ahead to see him play some games when with William Saliba, and I've seen some good moments of the player. And I know this is the chance for him to prove to the manager that I'm the best left-hand side centre-back in here for you. With the games of Real Madrid coming in through, and we know he's lightning quick, he's really good, and we will be waiting to see how he obviously does the needful. And I think for those that want to watch a player like Jakub Kiwior and his qualities, these are the games you're supposed to obviously see him out, because he's not an injury-prone player. I know these remaining 8 games of the league, he'll feature dominantly into them, and even in the next 2 games of the Champions League. And if at all Arsenal finds themselves in a position of really winning and going to the semi-finals, he will be the man ready to obviously play into that central defense. And I think Arsenal now knows why they cannot sell Jakub Kiwior. I've gone ahead to see very many people say Jakub Kiwior is going to be sold. But this is his second season, I think. Second, third. third season. He came in January, right? I think this is his second full season because he came in the January of 2023, right? And then after that, he played for 6 months, and then his first full season was 2023, 2024, second full season 2024, 2025. But with him playing against Real Madrid, Liverpool, and so very many other teams, he might send a very huge message to the manager that I'm the right man to play. And I know this guy has qualities that Gabriel Magalhães doesn't have, especially in as far as ball possession and ball passing is really concerned. So Gabriel Magalhães' season is over. Tell me who should be the ideal candidate to play alongside William Saliba. And one will tell me, oh, I'm going to hate to say Ricardo Carafiori, and I'm like, he's injured also. Benjamin Whitewood and Lewis Kelly too could come in. It's not Lewis Kelly. Julian Timber too could. But I tell you, things are not really going on as planned for the club of Arsenal. One will say, why did Arsenal let Aiden Heaven go? This would have gone ahead to be his chance. I don't think that Arteta would have gone ahead to trust Aiden Heaven to play anywhere. Yeah, because very many players here at the club of Arsenal are really suffering. They're lacking enough game time because the manager believes that certain partnerships shouldn't obviously be tackled, because we know to it that center back is all about the partnership you really have amongst yourselves. But it's a big chance for Ricardo Carafiori to come up and obviously put in a very good shift, and he's obviously gonna be making his huge statement when Arsenal is playing over the weekend, and they are gonna be playing away at Everton, right? It's an early Kickstarter. That is on Saturday, 14:30 hours. Jakub Kiwior will be there. Rokani David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you laters.